Hi everyone and welcome. I am Kim Beegler, the owner of Ewethful Fiber Farm and Mill, and I'm here to talk about wool and knitting and yarn and all the fun things that we all love. So welcome. If you're new, those are all the things. I own a wool mill, we have fiber animals, we're farmers. I'll talk about all the things and a lot of knitting in there too. So if you're coming back, thank you for coming back. I am literally sitting in my house in a corner with the front door behind me, a dog bed over here. I was going to record from the mill today, but then we got a text from our farrier reminding me that he was coming today to do June, our Shetland pony's feet. And there was no point in trying to rush over there and then get back here to sedate her and do all that stuff. So we are here, and that's just how it's gonna be today. I do go to the mill. You're like, does she ever go to the mill anymore? I have to adjust this. I think we're a little off. I do go to the mill. I actually did get back starting this week, and I'll have some new stuff coming out. Yay! Get on my newsletter. If you are not on there anywhere on the website, ewethfulfiberfarm.com, you can get on the newsletter. Do that because a lot of products come out that way. Patreon are usually my first ones to know. So if you're not one of my Patreon supporters and you have a little extra, it's a fun place. We actually just had a Zoom this past weekend, and it was really fun to get to see everybody right before the new year. So anyway, new stuff is coming, I promise. I was even in the dye studio yesterday dyeing up some beautiful Coopworth lamb, and the sheen on it is just, whew, it's beautiful, beautiful stuff. So, and I'm really excited about the color. I kind of played on the magenta that I used in last month's color. So I'm all over the place, you guys. Okay, let me organize my thoughts for a minute. I actually do have notes. Thank you all for being here. And don't forget to subscribe. And apparently you can hit the little button that has like the bell on it, and then you'll also get notifications when I put a new episode out, which hopefully is every week. Things are always a little bit crazy around here. Okay, let's just jump into fiber talk, okay, shall we? So what's happening at the mill? So since I am back finally after a bit of a break, I am working on January's Fiber Club, just washing up the very last of it. It's an extra special fiber. It's taking a little extra babying. So that'll be fun to get out to everybody, and I'll for sure make videos of it so you all see that happening in the mill. I'm running I ran just a few last bats. If you watched the last episode, no, 2 episodes ago, I showed the December Fiber Club bats that I made. So I got back in, got all the pre-orders on that out. That was for the leftovers, and have a little bit of the magenta's colors left. So I'm probably just gonna run some roving in that. So watch out for that. Get on the newsletter, or over to my Patreon, which is super extra fun. Dyeing up the lamb, so that'll be, hopefully I'll get that on the carder before I get Fiber Club on. Fiber Clubbers, I told them in, I think in my Patreon, maybe it was, anyway, I said, I'm not dyeing up this, there's your sort of spoiler, I'm not dyeing this Fiber Club. So, and then I'm just hoping to get some restock done in the mill because I'm low on fiber. And I want to get some stuff restocked up over the next couple of weeks before the next Fiber Club. So for all you Fiber Club subscribers, thank you. If you are not in Fiber Club, it's currently full at the moment, but I do have a waiting list started. So just send me an email if you're interested in getting on the list. So that's what's happening at the mill. We're slowly chugging along. I haven't been there that much because of the holidays and because our dog Nigel had knee surgery, and we're in a recovery period with him coming out of that. Well, not coming out of it. It's a full 8 weeks, and we're currently into week 3 of him being out of surgery. And we went to a rehab appointment yesterday, and it actually was really, really helpful. And they gave us exercises, and he got some extra therapy. Because he's using it a little bit, but not very much. And the PT said that's normal, especially where they're at. And also small dogs are very prone to being like, I'll just pick it up. Why not? It's much easier than trying to use it again. So he's doing well, but he's taking a lot of my time, I knew it was going to take time, but this is extra time. So it's okay. He's worth it. Okay. Works in progress. First off, Sylvia, I'm going to give you a hard time. You know I have to. She asked, I think 2 episodes ago, she was like, remember that shawl you had, Kim, where you were encouraging all of us to pick up projects we hadn't worked on in a long time? Whatever happened to that shawl? It was so pretty. And I gave Sylvia a hard time in the comments, like, oh, Sylvia, how could you shame me? It was me shaming me because that project is still on the needles. I'm going to show it to you because Sylvia, I did pull it out. I worked on it a little more. I've talked about it. I'm trying desperately not to tuck it away again. Make sure this isn't getting... So this is the Diaemus. I was going to say Daedalus, like spinner, by Mutch. You're not going to get a great idea of what it looks like because, you know, I have it on round needles, but here it is. Woo, this is great light. Holy cow, maybe I should record here forever. Of course, there's actually sun, which we haven't had. And this is, it's going to be beautiful. It's a big, beautiful shawl. There's different sections to it, stripes, and there's this section. And then it took me, what, half an hour to figure out where I was, which is joy. I know you all that are knitters that put projects down know what I'm talking about. Drives me crazy because I don't even write notes, but I guess the idea is we don't think we're going to put it down forever or months and months and months. Anyway, I am almost done. I'm on like the last instruction section and I actually only have this much of the pink left. So pretty soon I'm probably going to have to stop it a little bit early, and because I have a whole huge section of stripes to do and the rows are pretty long at this point. So I'm probably going to have to give up the ghost and maybe not get the entire shawl in. But Sylvia, I wanted to show you, I have worked on it again, and I really want to finish it because this yarn the pink is from my friend Elisa, who you saw her last week. This was from a trip she took to Alaska. And then this beautiful variegated kind of browns and purples is from my friend Sandy from when she went to South Africa. I believe South Africa. Hope that's right, Sandy. Anyway, Sylvia, thank you. And she shamed herself too. She made me try to make me feel better by a project that she had been working on for a long time. So anyway, Sylvia, I do appreciate it. I am going to finish this in 2024. How's that for a goal? Okay, back in the bag she goes, but not for long. So there's that. My Fosette is done, you all. My top is done. It's actually at the mill on the blocking mats. I'm gonna try to pop over to the mill and record a smidge of this there. So if I do, I'll, if nothing else, I'll put a picture here. And next time I'm going to be wearing it, for sure. I had to, it turned out beautiful. I wanted to block it out. It looks so small, so I did do some good blocking to stretch it a little bit. And then even like day 2 or 3, or maybe day 2, it was still a little bit damp. So I went and redid my pins. Because you can do that, you know, as it starts to dry. If it's not all the way dry, I learned this from Elizabeth Williamson when she was talking about blocking out huge Shetland hats and stuff, and they're all lace work. And so they will leave them on the blocking mats for like 2 weeks to really make sure it's dry. And along the way, they will go in and rearrange their pins to keep opening up that lace work as the wool is drying. So I did that with my sweater. Hope it'll be dry by next week. But it's beautiful and I'm very excited to wear it. I will let you all see it then. I have a finished object, first finished object of 2024. And I'm so glad that I'm in this light because look at that. You can see, okay, I think I called this Flicker. I don't know what I called it last time, but this is Feather and Flame by Andrea Mowrey. I am so happy. We'll see if I can, with how it turned out. I really like my hats a little bit loose because of bangs. Really tight bangs, hats in general can mess up your hair, right? But I am really excited about this hat. I haven't blocked it yet, but I'm thrilled. And I'm super thrilled with the yarn I used because it is Fox Fiber is the natural color brown there. I'll put a link in the show notes. I got this, I talked about it, I think 2 episodes. I don't know if I talked about it or not. I don't know, time's going crazy. Anyway, I ordered cotton from this woman that grows cotton for spinning. I ordered it down, and she has a flock of merinos that she rotates around and they graze on her land. So I bought one skein of this worsted weight merino, natural colored. And I was a little like, this doesn't feel, I didn't know if I didn't like how it was spun or what, but when it was in skein form, and I thought maybe it didn't get soaked before. Sometimes when yarn comes from, depending on the mill, some mills don't finish it. They send it out and then the person that had it spun finishes it themselves. By finishing, I mean soaking it or steaming it. Anyway, so I was a little like, I don't know if I love this yarn or not. Then I started working with it. Sorry, you will have to fix the bangs. And I love it. I was talking to the Patreon group when we were, I was showing them and I'm like, it's like a rustic merino. So for those of you that love more rustic natural yarns, this merino is like, it's rustic. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's super squishy. It's next to skin. It was a joy. I mean, it really was a joy to work with. The color work portion, I know a lot of people use spin cycle yarn. For me, I use some hand spun stash, and this is actually yarn that I spun up. It was just samples, so that's why the colors are all a little bit crazy, but it really worked out well. It was just sampling different styles of spinning colors and things together when I took that class with Jillian Moreno, and I had like, isn't that pretty? I had like 75 yards maybe of it. I thought I was going to use another little mini skein too, but it worked out perfect. I have just a tiny little ball of it left. I'm just thrilled. I'm really thrilled with this house. So Feather and Flame, Andrea Mowrey, great way to use up some hand spun. I mean, it's only, I think it calls for like maybe 100 yards of the, well, it was less than 100 because I had a 100-yard skein. So anyway, there it is. Spectacular. I'm going to take that in and block it today. Drop spindling. I have something else, but I can't show you. So I showed you recently how I lost my mind and I went to a craft market and there was a woman sitting there spinning and she was selling some fiber she put together. Here it is. Gosh, you all, this light is killing me. I love it. So this is Shetland alpaca and mohair, I think is what she had. And I believe the mohair, yeah, the mohair is what's dyed. That's really popping right there. And it was in bats, and then I've just been going through and stripping it down, and I'm spinning it on my Enoxia drop spindle, which is the drop spindle that, I'll show you, has bobbins. See how that pops off? Really nice, really, really nice. It's so fun just to pop it straight off. Like it just has a little band here, like a little rubber band. And then this just slides off. You slide it back into place, put your next bobbin on, roll your rubber band up, and it keeps the bobbin in place. So simple. And it spins really nicely. It spins, I would say this is going to be a worsted weight 2-ply yarn. So it's, you know, the weight of the spindle determines more where your yarn is going to lie as far as thick or thinness. It's really, look at that. So I finished my first skein off of it, and here she is. Isn't that so pretty? I'm so happy with it. You can see the pot. This is gorgeous. You can see some of those little Shetland. Okay, so some of that might be cat hairs, but there are some Shetland fibers in there. Anyway, it's really nice. I'm so happy. I only more recently got into drop spindling. And of course, it's really easy when you first start drop spindling. It's really easy when you first start hand spinning to overspin yarn, right? So I'm really happy with how this came out. I actually was not expecting it to be as soft as it is. So, yay. I'm ready. I'm ready to keep spinning. I still have a fair amount of it, so that's exciting. I can actually do, and it's going to be really drapey. I mean, you can see how drapey that yarn is. So that is going to be fun to finish. Okay, other thing that I am getting, so I have, what else am I working on? My Shetland scarf I've just kind of been chugging along on because I'm in the in-between, right? I finished my Fosette. I finish this, I'll probably cast on another small project. I actually, when I was dyeing up that Cooperworth, came up with something I want to dye some of my hand spun in for another project. I came up with a color that I really liked. It's really like when you're dyeing your hand spun, you don't want to mess up, right? You want to pick a color that you like. So anyway, and I'm in between because we are starting the knit along in like 2 weeks. So if you want to join the knit along, go back and watch last week's because I have Elisa and Tammy on and we talk about the knit along that we're starting in the group. And okay, we all three talk about why we're doing the Calliope. And so I'm waiting for the rest of the yarn to come in. I talked about it last time, and I think this is why I'm going to pop over to the mill because I haven't even gotten to show you all the sincere sheep yarn that came in that we've got in the mill shop now. Some of it already sold out, believe it or not. One of the colorways already sold out, so I'm going to order some more. But I'm going to use the sincere sheep. It's a fingering weight. I'll show you guys hopefully in a clip. If not, definitely next week. But I'm going to try to get over to the mill in time to do it today. I'm using that and I am holding it with a mohair silk, which I ordered from Utopia. And it's on the way. And I ordered a fair amount of mohair silk. So if anybody wants to do the sincere sheep yarn that I'm doing with the mohair from Utopia, I'll have it in next week. And I think what I'll do is show some color combos with the mohair that I think would be pretty. And so if you want to start, we are doing a cast on party on the 13th at the mill. And I'm not sure, I would love to do a Zoom portion somehow, but I'm trying to figure out how would be best to do. I might just do one live, like while we're there, kind of show you all in Zoom around the mill. You can hang out for a little bit on the Zoom while other people are in the shop. We'll see. Or I may. Anyway, the point is, roughly we're casting on or swatching or buying your yarn, whatever it is you're doing around the 13th. If you're going to do the knit along, there is a thread in Ravelry that I started in the Youthful group. I'll put a link in the show notes to that. If you're not on Ravelry, just send me a message and we'll make sure you're connected somehow. Probably YouTube is the easiest way to stay connected. And I'll definitely bring Elisa and Tammy back in for YouTube. Maybe right after the cast on. Okay, so join the knit along. The Calliope is, most people put it that had knitted it into the easy section of a knit for a sweater. So I think even if you are new to sweater knitting or you haven't knit a sweater, as I have said in my newsletter and stuff, this is a great way to start a sweater with a whole community of fiber people behind you. Whether you come to the shop in person or you're in Ravelry or you're on YouTube, there's going to be a way to connect with somebody that can help you if you get a little bit stuck. If you look at the pattern last time I looked was free. It's Calliope anyway, I'll put a link in the show notes. It does say, and my friend Wendy was messaging me like, oh my gosh, these sizes, it looks a little bit big when you look at the sizes to figure out which size you're gonna knit. Like size 1 seems kind of like a larger size, but it's because they say like 10 to 14 inches of positive ease, meaning there's gonna be extra. So it's meant to be a larger sweater. So when you look at that, take that into account, right? Because like for your first finished circumference, it's a 39 inches. So if you usually wear if you usually would do like a 34 bust area or whatever, you could go up to like 44, which would put you at about the size 2. So anyway, just watch that as you're figuring out. And what's nice is that the yarn does not change a whole lot between sizes. So anyway, something to take into account if you decide to do the knit along, and we'll talk about it more next time we do like a threesome YouTube. But anyway, something to first take into account if you're looking for yarn and if you're looking for what size you're gonna do, take into account that positive ease. So whatever size you would usually do, maybe, or whatever size you measure at, maybe add that extra 10 inches. You don't have to have it as baggy, as they say. not baggy, but just, you know, anyway. Okay. I hope that helps. It says, so I'm holding a fingering and a lace together. A lot of people are doing it in DK instead of holding two together. So options, hand spun. I know at least somebody in the Ravelry was doing hand spun. So hurrah. So I am going to hopefully cut to the mill shop and let you all see the yarn and then come back. And if I don't, then we'll just keep going. So, okay, moving on. Whew, hopefully I got that mill piece in. If not, I will do it next week, and I'll show you some combos of the yarns with the mohair silk. I wanted to share really quickly, I haven't done it in a while, but books that I am reading. And so this one's really cute. I actually am in a business pod with the author of this book. It's going to be backwards, I know. It's called Caturday Knife Special. Amazing. It's a very fun, I mean, it's a lighter read than, oh my gosh, so much lighter than what I have been reading. It's a mystery, a murder mystery inside, wait for it, a cat cafe. So if you are a cat person, like a real cat dork like me, you may absolutely love this. I have like dreams of having a cat cafe. I think Wish would probably love it because she'd be like, I'm the queen of the cats in the cat cafe. I was like, how can I turn the mill into a / cat cafe? Wish is my first one. Anyway, it's really cute. I had a lot of fun with it. It's by CJ Reynolds. I'll put it in the show notes too. But she's a really nice woman, and this is going to be a series. So I finished this as book 1, and I was like, Cheryl, we need to get off of this so that you can write the next book. Anyway, that was cute. I am on the other side now. I'm currently reading Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver, and it's very good. I will say it's a little bit, if anybody's read the Goldfinch, and I can't remember who read the Goldfinch, it's a little bit reminiscent to me of the Goldfinch, just the character in the book. They're very different characters, but it's sort of a similar backstory. It's a little bit dark for sure. The Demon Copperhead, the Goldfinch is also. That was an amazing book if you haven't read that. But Demon Copperhead is what I am reading now, and it's really good. It's really, really good. I think it won a Pulitzer. So anyway, if you're looking for a book, it's a chunky one too, as is the Goldfinch. The Goldfinch is even chunkier. So that's what I'm reading, and feel free to write in the comments what you are reading. In Patreon, that was part of our Patreon. We went from fiber to yarn to knit along to, what's everybody reading? Anyway, very fun. So, okay, I think I'm going to go to a farm tour because I did a little quick farm tour this morning, and then we'll wrap it up and everybody can get on with their 2024. Okay, enjoy, and I will see you in a minute. All right, everyone, I'm gonna have to do a quick tour because I don't have a lot of storage on my phone, but here we are. And the joy of this is that I can walk down the hill and I don't have my hands full of feed buckets. I'll show you why in a little bit. It's part of a gift that Mutch gave me for Christmas, which was lovely. And the chickens are confused. Usually I would be feeding them right here. So they all come running and they're like, wait a minute. But this is actually the first day I think we've seen blue skies in like 2 weeks, like that I've woken up to blue skies. It's a miracle. It is, you can see how we are just like completely saturated everywhere. The grass is just spongy, and anyway, there we are. So we'll pop into the barn and I'll show you. Sheep waiting for food. All right, let's pop in the barn. There's a hen. And this is what Mutch made for us for down in the barn. We used to do all the feeding, getting all the feed prep done up top. And now, she's gonna be a big part of this video. And the pigs. Now everybody's food is in bins, and then we have their feeding bins or whatever we use to prep them up top. That gives you an idea of how many animals. That's actually not everybody because we've got the pigs, but it's awesome. Really awesome. I love it. And it's pretty. It's pretty. The bottom down here is metal, and then there's wood up top. where all the shelving is. So anyway, and it fits perfect. And there's also waiting for food. Oh, ever so patiently. So we're gonna go feed them and then we'll continue. Oh, we had to get our hustle on. They were so hungry. Frankie, you can see how, we're just saturated. There's little piggy prints, but happily eating away. Happily eating away. They've got all sorts of leftover pumpkin pie and spinach, and you can see how he tosses it out. He's like, I'll get to the good stuff. All right, onward. All right, sheep are eating their kibble, and this time of year they will get some hay too. After this, there's Patrick hoarding that bowl, as he does. He'll share it for a minute and then he'll shoo everybody out of it. Oh, no, he's gonna move on. Look at him. So, I'm gonna go feed June and everybody, and then we'll come back to these guys. All right, alpaca are eating. Hey, look. Chickens are coming to clean up some of their mess. I have to be kind of careful because everything is just a slippery mess out here. Hey, ma'am. She's coming to find more food. And we've got Cuttlebug. Cuttlebug waiting for his, as we all know if you've watched before. Tongue out. All right, June is eating. I'm about to take her coat off because I think it's going to be dry for a couple days. And the sheep are over there waiting for me to hay them, so I'll keep moving. We'll check back in. Here's chickens behaving badly. Knocking down my container and having at it. Silly. These guys are ready. I've got their hay in my hand. Every time. This is Drilla. Every time she looks like that. Just covered. Nobody else gets that covered. Anyway, you can see I throw out piles and onto the ground. We don't use feeders because otherwise they will look completely like Drilla. They pull it out of the feeders that are on the wall and elevated, and they just toss it all over each other. So this is an effort to, a small effort, to keep them from having it just completely in their wool everywhere. And it does actually help significantly with keeping the wool out of them. And then they just have different piles so everybody can split out. There's Big Mama. Patrick. Taraji. Cream Puff, that white one I can never touch. Andy. Jory. I think Jojo is our tiniest one. Who's that? Dolly. All right. There's the sheepies. I'm gonna go finish up. Alpaca are back out. Cuttlebug's going to join them. And we'll go take one last peek at June. That's our tiny. We have two silky roosters, as it turns out. The two silkies we got. You can see why they are called silkies. And they're actually frizzled silkies because their feathers kind of curl. I thought we only had him, but our other one I just caught ruining the other day, so there it is. All right, last visit. Junebug, I was gonna take her coat off because I thought it was gonna be dry, but you may see the blue skies have quickly disappeared. So you all caught it with me, that 5 minutes of blue sky. June actually is getting her feet trimmed today. Always a big day for the farrier to come see her. She's not a fan, but she gets sedated, and she's doing quite well these days for being ancient. Ancient. All right, you all, the rain is coming, so I'm gonna finish up and get back inside. See you in a minute. All right, I hope you enjoyed seeing all the animals. It's been a while since I have done a farm tour. Just been busy, wrapping up fiber club and the mill and all that stuff at the end of the year, getting ready for Nigel's surgery, which was no small feat because you have to have, I slept in our living room for a while with a mattress on the floor. Like our bedroom, the mattress is now on the floor until he completely gets to the 2 months. We have gates up around the house, crates, all this stuff. He can't jump on anything. So it was an ordeal getting ready for that. Anyway, I've been taking care of the animals, I promise, but I could never find the time to quite get a tour in. So I'm glad I got that in. I hope it was nice for you to see everybody. They're all doing good. It is a wet, wet world out there, but they are doing good. So, okay, that's all I've got for you this week. Next week, I'll have more yarns to show you as more yarns are coming into the mill shop. And I'm so excited to be carrying all these wonderful yarns in the mill shop and be able to support other small mills that are making such beautiful yarn. So I hope you're enjoying it too. Okay, until next week, make so many pretty things. Don't stop, just keep making and enjoy your 2024 start. Be kind to your neighbors and everybody. Try to stay healthy out there. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Jump over to my Patreon if you have any interest in getting into that community and maybe think about that knit along. I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for watching.